I'm going to tell you this right now. I'm no American. I'm an Asian who happens to live in a third world country who got laid off on studying academics for 10 years. But I'm going to tell you this. What is happening in the US and in its universities and its students who advocates trigger warnings, safe spaces. I know there's a Taiwanese video that mocks these kinds of safe spaces, but this happened just days ago when Christina Hoff Sommers went to a lecture in Georgetown University, and there are minorities there that are advocating that Christina Hoff Sommers is a gender traitor just because she's looking more at the statistics of rape. And there are posters out there, which I'm going to link on the description, an article on how Christina Hoff Sommers says that she's perpetrating rape culture, and happened to be 98% of the rape were not reported. How come they can come up with a statistic like that? Well, same as the gender wage gap myth, but I digress. I thought that colleges, universities are the breeding ground on having these no holds barred exchange of ideas, thoughts, opinions, and political views. If you are political, but what happened nowadays for the past years is this degenerative trend of students falling from censoring free speech whatsoever, because that certain word is triggering. It might trigger the trauma of the PTSD students who they think that they can represent them, I guess. Same thing with minorities like me have to be represented into something because they know better than I am on what to do. It's ridiculous. It's really ridiculous. I mean, in this Georgetown lecture by Christina Hoff Sommers, she talked about how the wage gap myth have been debunked all over because the choices, because we are humans have choices, and it happens to be that certain professions like in STEM or in philosophy pays more than your average people, or it happens to be women who takes education, psychology, and humanities, and they're saying you can tell me what to do, but yet they're complaining about the gap of the so-called gap that in every man's $1, only women have 77 or 73 cents in it, which happen to be, if you're not going to consider the amount of people, amount of hours being worked by these people, or the fact that they have choices like they have to take care of their families or so, which I'm going to link also the description box on how many times have been this made gender wage gap myth have been debunked. But oh my goodness, I'm really afraid. I'm not really afraid. I'm just going to praise that. I'm really eager to see these people got out, graduated from school, to be put in the workforce that the US really needs, because they have a lot of debt to pay off. And these are the same people who are really advocates for safe spaces wherever they come. Remember, their safe spaces composes of pillows, calming music, Play-Doh, cookies, and I think Teletubbies was one of them. Never mind. It's just laughable. It's just laughable that that the colleges there in the U.S., especially its students, have come to this low. And this is coming from a guy who self-studies on for the past for the past 10, almost 10 years. It's ridiculous. And I don't know how these people can live on a daily basis with these kinds of attitude, with these kinds of beliefs that um, whatever they don't achieve, they have to blame it on the rape culture. They have to blame it on the patriarchy. They have to blame it on male privilege or white privilege or so. I just have no words for that. I just don't. If you're a student on colleges and you see these people, um, think for yourself. That's the best you can do. You being member of the hive mind, and you want to say that you're for the greater good. There's no such thing as for the greater good. The only good that you can do is upon yourself. Is for yourself. Whatever you think is appropriate to be done good. Have some shame. Worry about yourself. Because the people that you're going to protect, that you're going to advocate for, they can fight for themselves. Fight yourself first. Fight for yourself. That's all that you can do. Anyway, I'm Homer, and I'll see you later. I still need to write the script. God, I'm forecasting. See you.